this shooty stuff and new era. Okay. My goal for the evening, right? My goal for this channel, in fact, right, is to reintroduce the idea back into fandom that it's okay if we disagree, right? Look, here's the thing. Other than the appearance of Yasmin Finney, right, which I always find jarring because I don't believe she's a woman, right? And everybody else is screaming at me, oh no, this is a woman. I don't believe it. And I feel like you're all trying to bully me into it, right? I don't believe she's a woman. It's fine. Whatever. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I don't really believe it, right? So every time I say, I'm like, fuck's going on there? What's up with that? And there really is. That's my setup. It's like being slapped in the face by a giant herring tuna. Anyway, other than that, I mean, like, and Shooty being very clearly very gay. I mean, like, just very gay. God bless him. Maybe he'll be less gay, but like, see the trailer. I want to look at the trailer again. That's really how you describe as well. Very gay. He's the very gay doctor. Which one? The black one. Oh, that very gay doctor. I thought we were talking about Colin Baker. No, we're talking about really gay. Right. I think Shooty seems to be up for a lot of shit. Now, how do you see it going down? Do you see Colin Baker being Shooty Gatwa's love puppy and gimp, or vice versa? I know, I got to see more of his performance, right? But here's the thing. That's like, listen, the trailer I saw, right? Other than having the super gay dance number at the super gay, like just like gay maximum, right? At the beginning, I think it looks quite good, frankly, from what I see. Right, I think we're going to get a super gay dance number, and then looks like a good story. I'm going into this with as a positive attitude as possible. If there's stuff to rip the piss out of, I will. Right? Look, I went into the specials with a positive attitude. He fucked it up. Right? I'm sorry to tell you, he fucked it up. But here's the thing. Other than the appearance of Yasmin Finney and like the very obviously gay Shooty Gatwa, so it depends how you feel about that as a doctor. We're going to have a gay black doctor, and it's like, it's not like it's a subtext, but it looks like it'll be quite good. Honestly, why can't there be a gay black doctor? I can't believe I'm having this conversation. Here's the thing: if he becomes overtly gay, though, it's a problem for me. And that's it. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I like, how gay can he? That's the question, right? How gay can Shooty be before it's too much, right? That's really the question. Wow. So again, that's the experiment we're dealing with. But the point is this. If there was nothing like wokely objectionable in the giggle, right? And there was some very good things to it, right? Some people hated the dance thing at the with Neil Patrick Harris, right? From the Spice Girls thing. I thought it was awesome. I did. I thought it was really, really good. I hate it. Like, that's the sort of thing I like. What do you want out of me? I like that in New Who. Right. And so here's the thing: it's got people that really like it, and also with Wild Blue Yonder, after the Isaac, what's the name? Isaac Newton scene, everybody kind of likes it, right? And people can kind of like. Here's the thing: we all have our settings somewhat different, right? On how much we can tolerate of this or of that, right? Like my threshold for Yasmin Finn is very low, right? Like just like instantly it's like pops me out, right? Some people it's not like that, right? And that's fair enough, right? It's not. I mean that's totally fair enough, and it doesn't. I see us very quickly becoming polarized on this because that's what we're used to doing. And I think it's a mistake, right? I don't think it was great. I'm glad I didn't buy the Blu-rays. That's my point. I'm glad I didn't buy them. And I find this completely disposable Doctor Who. Genuinely, I find Dr. Alex as authentic as now. And it literally is. So that's something else. As long as I give time to do it, I think I will. On Christmas Eve, got a little present for you. I worked out a short story, right, of the toy maker corporealizing, right, in our universe, right? And I wanted to tie it into I spoke about this in the LC, but I wanted to tie it into the Christmas armistice, right, which is where Capaldi was. And I have this image of like a woman throwing salt over her shoulder, right? And the salt like swirling into being of the toy maker. And he's like, oh my. This is what reality is like, right? And he reaches out and he said, but like essentially, and then at the just open it up with Capaldi, Capaldi's TARDIS in the snow because it'll be a Christmas story, right? Capaldi's TARDIS in the snow, and with his move towards regenerating, to juxtapose with the toy maker becoming into reality, right? And how he immediately his stream of consciousness, like how he sees reality for the first time, when he has light and glee in it, like where he comes with like why he loves the silliness of the accents, things like there's a lot, and it's not a long short story. It's like 2,000-3,000 words. I reckon you can get this done, right? And then he finds the Doctor, right? He notices the Doctor at a very weak point in his where his reality is weak because he's regenerating, and he leaps onto his bio data at that point and pulling like stuffing out of a bear, like bits of his bio data, bits of his life, bits of his reality. Because he says in the story, like, I made a jigsaw out of your history, Doctor. Did you like it? Right, and that's a really clever. I told you in one line you can get rid of Timeless Child, and that's exactly what it is. Right? How come nothing made sense in the gym? Like, because of that. Right. So anyway, but at that point, you can have this be you're separating pre-Capaldi and before Doctor Who and everything afterwards, right? Because I want to do like the toy maker's gleeful silliness, making the Doctor a woman, and like doing make it like I would say have the flux happen, but have it affect like 50 planets as opposed to like thousands or half the universe or something, right? Don't have them commit genocide on the Daleks and the Sultarans and whatever else it was. Frankly, I like the dog thing. What's his name? Carvanista. I did. Hate to tell you. But you can you can have that whole period of time being corrupted and weirded, right? And everything afterwards. So and with that, it kind of has it sit together but sit separately at the same time, right? You don't need to subscribe to one as you do to the other, right? And that's actually it's 2 or 3 thousand. I'll have an AI Capaldi read it, right? But I think that that's how you stitch it all together if you want to, right? I mean, again, you acknowledge this is different and why it's screwed up. Because, the toy maker tore up the Doctor's reality for a laugh. And boom, from that man. That's why you have a good Polarization in 1916. right? And then it gives him time to like learn the world and like set up his toy shop and become the toy maker, do his stuff. It gives him 10 years. 9 years, which is I think that's a fair time frame, right? Frankly. So yeah. But here's the thing. There are I vehemently disagree about things in fandom. Like, what was it Dan was dissing? Was it not Remembrance of the Daleks, Silver Nemesis, right? Which is shit, okay? But come on. Yeah, like, it has awesome special like when you first saw the cyber special effects, right? The cyber fleet, that was very cool. The Cyberman design was cool. Ace taking them on with a catapult and gold coins, very cool, right? Comedy Nazis not. The comedy thing, like, a lot bad about it as well. But I think it's better than Delta and the Bannermen. Now, Dan loves Delta and the Bannermen. He loves it, right? Piece of shit. Like, to fix Delta and the Bannermen, it'd be quicker to refilm it. To fix Delta and the Bannermen, first you've got to get the edit down to make it like, to not spend like 10 minutes running around a field, right? For fuck's sake, whatever. Get rid of that whole beekeeper thing. What the fuck was that about? Like, he does, and then it ends with him staring off into space. What the going on with that beekeeper cunt? Oh, probably a paedophile. That's good. He had that look about him, that pedo-y look. Anyway, I digress. Yeah. So I think that. So, but to fix Delta and the Bannerman, you would have to literally digitally paint out the little girl who was awful, right? And replace her with somebody who could act, and digitally paint out the baby. Oh fuck, that was awful. Oh, so bad. Oh, so bad, right? Very, 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 very bad. One second. Somebody sending me a link to a Bowls Trek post. Well, I'm scared. Let's see what he's going to say. Oh, it's Chris Eccleston. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. He is. Chris Eccleston is like, I couldn't give a shit. I don't pay my fucking mortgage. Yeah, who can I throw on the bus? But yeah, we'll totally be talking about that. That crazy. I thought it was talking about Bolstra. Anyway, I digress. Like, we both love Doctor Who, even though he's clearly right. Also, Silver Nemesis is better than Paradise Towers. Fuck you. Yes. It is, right? It is. You wanted Andrew Carmel's gave the way how to make Paradise Towers work. He said we should have filmed it on location and had at least one different casting, like not Richard Briers. Yeah, Richard Briers was an awful casting. Yeah, Richard Briers was really, but also the Pex was a piece of shit, awful casting as well. Right? That's supposed to be. It felt like it was supposed to be like a huge muscle band guy, right? It's but like it was just this wimpy little guy, right? Wimpy little guy. By the way, the Goblin song is #1 for today. Mate, that did well. So that's the thing. Here's the thing. I think we're very polarized. And we're being more extreme than we need to be in our stances, right? I think we can be more relaxed about it. Like, we all hope that this revival will be much better, right? We all hoped it wouldn't be as painfully woke. I mean, look, we are living in the long shadow of the nuclear wokeness of the Starbase, right? And what a dumb idea, Russell. Right? What a dumb, like we groaned at almost everything with Shirley Ann Bingham, right? With Rachel Madeleine, like just so much groaning and cringing there. But like, oh fuck me, and then you have that podcast that I honestly, I you would have to shoot me, have a gun to my head to listen to it. I mean, I with Juno Dawson, I'm like, I don't know, like, it's not really my business who has a penis and who doesn't, but like, there looks like there's a lot of weird shit going on that panel in general, right? There's not none of them are like take home to meet your mother candidates. None of them on the panel. I mean, I don't know the black guy. I don't know anything about him, but he hangs out with the other two, which makes him suspect in of that. All right, quite frankly. I mean, here are my two friends, Tweedledum and Tweedledummer. I mean, like, these two, like, what the hell? What the hell? It's insane. Like, really, it's like Christy, what's her bloody name? God, the most annoying woman in fandom. Now's got all tatted up. I'm like, yeah, you weren't repellent enough to start with. I got it, right? Yeah. You had to, like, shave your head. I get it. You weren't repellent enough to start with. You were, darling. Believe me, there was nobody hitting on you, right? And if they were, they're out their mind. They're bonkers. You can't judge that. But, like, Ivor, boy. I honestly, you put Greta Thunberg in that group, you can call them the unfuckables. Like, what the hell is going on? So Russell's in this, like, la la land. I think he's not anymore. Fuck me, as I think those Raiders are giving him a smack across the bloody face. Right? Like, oh, I can do it. Oh, fuck me. It's a lot lower than he planned. And going down and not catching on, right? Best news he's had for a long time is that Goblin song reaching #1 today, apparently. Good for it. Now, again, that's the thing. Because of the negativity, of the shadow of living under, the nuclear wokeness of the Star Beast, right? It was like, oh, God. Like, wokey, like, they're smacking you with wokeness. Fuck off. And I like the Meet the Beat. That all stuff was good. The weird chick with dick shit. I mean, it seemed to detract from the beat the meatness of the story, which was awesome. Freaking love the beat. I mean, like, you could see the twist coming a mile away, but it was brilliant. Oh, and that's really the tragedy of this year of Doctor Who. It's like, it's not, I wouldn't call it primo Doctor Who. It's not. It's past itself. But I date Doctor Who with a lot of money spent on it. But after, like, the wasteland of the Jodie years, right? Again, that one line about, I made a jigsaw of your past, Doctor. Did you like it? I mean, just, okay, time to show's gone. Or explained, or whatever, right? So, yeah, I don't think, my point is this. I don't think anybody's crazy, like, woke or evil for liking the giggle, right? And I don't think we should treat people like they are. It's not like liking Orphan 55, which you can only pretend to like if you're a cunt, right? I mean, honestly, like as Hamas were raping, elderly women, they said, I'll tell you one thing, I wouldn't admit to liking the timeless fucking children. Those people are cunts, right? Literally unbelievable. So I never thought I'd make that analogy. Anyway, so I think it's not great. Like, I understand people being being able to overlook the nuclear wokeness or Star Beast or the fallout of it anyway, and enjoy, because they want to enjoy Doctor Who. I don't think. Yeah, the interesting thing is, and this is really good news, is it's divided fandom, but not along the normal tribal lines. Each tribe is divided. It's really interesting, but they are. This is what fandom used to be like, and it's a good thing, right? Like clearly, Dan's wrong about self-nemesis. I mean, there's no question about that in my mind, right? But I don't think that invalidates him as a human being. Nearly does, because self-nemesis isn't bad. I mean, look, it's very shit. Okay, here's the thing with the bad Sylvester McCoy stuff, you got to weigh up the good to shit ratio, right? Essentially, you got like the inventiveness and like the trying to grapple and understand Doctor Who-ness of Paradise Towers, but you got the shittiness of it. Literally every pore of its execution, it is fucking awful, right? I mean, there's nothing about that works, right? The idea, I can see the germ there. Nothing about Paradise Towers works. Nothing. Oh, the sets, the casting. I mean, the reses, the Kangs. Oh, the cleaners. Fucking everything was bad. Everything was bad. But I had a good idea at heart of it. Bless it. What's the other one? Yeah, Paradise Towers and Delta and the Bannerman. Oh, I mean, again, you would have to CGI out the little girl and the baby and edit it into like a 45-minute episode, and then you might be like it'll be watchable. Like if I was a billionaire, right? One approach I would do is I will get that guy Cunning Monkey. I'll commission him to do a bunch of work. I want to do my own version of the Five Doctors. Okay, it breaks down like this. Okay, here's the Rabbi version of the Five Doctors. We should really get to the chat soon. Oh man, I haven't done anything. I've just been waffling. The Rabbi version of the Five Doctors would have. I like the time scoop in the new one, right? It's very three-dimensional when they get chat, but it's the wrong shape. I wanted a pyramid-shaped one, right? So it matches the original, cheap special effect. Like that. Okay, do that. The when I'm torn actually, but no, I think so. Have the all the bolts of lightning. These bolts of lightning were everywhere. Says Anthony Amy's master. Right. Have them look a bit more like bolts of lightning and then like laser beams, right? No, like right. And as when the Cybermen are herded onto the death board, the pie board, don't make sure everybody's on the board before you start firing the gun, whatever it is, your laser beam at it. And I think go for the 2004 style one where it's like an electricity burst, that sort of thing. Or some kind of new special effect like that, right? But mostly have it all in widescreen and have all the scenes are in the outside of the death zone with a red sky, with a red hue. Like, so it looks kind of like Blade Runner 2049, right? Where it's like this, you get a feeling, it feels more like visceral that you're in like the death zone. That would be an awesome version, right? I'd say I would totally have him do it. I'd have him make my own version of. I would see how I would really put money into a CGIing a Garm, right? Because otherwise, that's an awesome story. Oh, it's such a good story, and it has the Garm in it, right? It's like it's a bit of a nightmare. See, this is why I'm not a billionaire. Anyway, I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Man, there's so much stuff I wanted to get to, which we just didn't. That's really quite incredible. Fine, where we are. Let me. I was looking for that. I'll pull up the thumbnail. But yeah, listen. I think we gotta relearn how to disagree about stuff, right? I really think it's a good idea. Thank you, Millie. Look, you look wonderful, darling. You can't see because the balloon got off, but she's holding a giant tweezers. You can kind of see from Operation, which and yeah, like the Russell T Davies Operation, man. I made the face for that. You're welcome. I actually went to the trouble of actually drawing that out. Okay, I know a lot of you. I know I pissed a lot of you off with my shitty attitude and nauseating wokeness, but a lot of fandom genuinely love the giggle. That's true, man. We gotta like. It's okay if you like it. Again, I don't think this is like a time limit now. But it's canon destroying. It's unnecessarily canon destroying. Actually, now is it? I don't know. I mean, again, that line about making a jigsaw path basis is a giant reset switch. You basically put that really makes your head canon. I mean, like, imagine if like he took the real Adventure of the Doctors and made them into a series of like lesser known novels by Dr. Alex, right? Could you imagine? That's actually the real Doctor Who, and like the fanfic we're getting is a fanfic, right? Wouldn't that be weird? The Toymaker could do that. That's all shit he would do, right? But yeah, again, is it canon destroying? It's I think it's destroyed anyway, right? I think the only way, I think Russell T Davies is saying the only way of moving forward past the Timeless Children is some junk call from America. Anyway, moving past the Timeless Children is the really, we just got to say we got to loosen that's what he said. We got to loosen the rules of canon about what and that's specifically why he put that line in, right? It's essentially so if it's freeing up, he's saying, for himself and future production teams, that he can take the core concepts of Doctor Who but reinvent it really however they want to. Is this a step too far? It depends how much it's reinvented, right? I mean, like, was it reinvented as a vehicle for wokeness? Like, here's the thing. I find it less objectionable than Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who, because I feel or more objectionable, if we want to argue from another direction, because there is like, the core of Doctor Who in there. It's just got the woke shit slashed on top. The other stuff was woke from its very, very, very core, like the terrible casting of Jodie Whittaker, right? I mean, at least Tate and Tennant know how to do the Doctor and Doctor and Donna. And yeah, you had the nuclear wokeness of the first one. I get it. I do get it. Here's the thing: we don't know what it's going to be like yet. That's the thing. These specials felt tired to me, right? They felt like it was like, it didn't feel like a glorious last hurrah, right? It felt like the format felt tired to me. All right, because it just well, I'll go into a deep dive more after the chat about why I really didn't think a lot of things worked for me. But the point is this: it's okay to like it. That's really what I'm trying to say, right? I don't think there's anything like crazy about liking it. Anyway, Ethan Buckholder, how you doing? I mean, again, I can't overlook the nuclear wokeness of Star Beast, right? That's you've got to come up with a perfect episode of Doctor Who for me to do that, and you haven't done that, right? You maybe could have done that, right? But you blew it, I'm afraid. Just what's Gary's latest video? He is done. I hated the bi-regeneration, but I love the episode. I have to admit that Shooty has a likability, energy. Yeah, exactly, Matthew Burrows. I agree with you. Right? It's like I'm waiting to see what happens, right? Maybe I'll like him, even though he's going to be super gay. I don't know. Like the bits where I saw the clips I've seen have all been pretty darn good. I have to tell me like the Christmas special, but I don't think it's silly having goblins. That's very Doctor. I just listened to Chimes of Midnight, which is essentially about a fantasy reality being made flesh by a time loop becoming sentient, right? But it was equally fairy tale like, right? It depends on the reason there are goblins. But like, you know, I do think Rusty Davis' plan is to be a cultural replacement for J.K. Rowling, right? Because that seems to be the sort of stuff he wants to go for now, right? Because you know, J.K. Rowling is the evil one. You know, you dare not mention her name. So I don't know. Most of the stuff I've seen about Shooty hasn't been bad at all. I have to tell you. I mean, like, the Sonic Screwdriver is weird. Do I hate it? I have to see it for a few episodes, see it in action. That's how I feel about him, right? I mean, like, he didn't seem gay all the time when he was with Billy Gibson, so that's a good sign, I know. However, Rusley's ever lacking great ideas and constantly forcing in the message down our throats will end the show. I feel sorry for Studio. I agree with you completely, Matthew Burrows. That's where I am. Right? I'm going into this with an open mind, right? Here it is, oh boy, Piers Morgan put his foot in it this time. All I can say is that if he's done one good thing that's come out this year, it's Alex Jones' return to bed. People are excited about Alex Jones. And that's the thing. This is a battle in the culture war, right? It is a... we hoped it. I think it's bitter because we hoped it would be a victory in the culture war when it was. And I don't think it was a defeat. Maybe it was. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, in a lot of respects, it was, right? But the war's over. Like Alex Jones is back on Twitter. I was like, the war's over, right? Culturally, the sands have shifted, and it has happened, right? Look. The Arabs have been shouting, you know, and Muslims have been shouting everywhere every Saturday for the last 2 months. What did it get them, right? Literally, what did it get them? Like nobody gives a shit anymore. I mean that's the bottom line. And like, yeah, apparently what's going on is they're just getting the roads ready and everything so they can go down. They're going to start the South campaign. Like North is one, right? That's the great like it's like. You know, the North is just the Italians are like surrendering, and they're flooding the tunnels. It's over, right? So they're heading south, and so the better Israel does, the more there's going to be people who's going to make money out of sending him information, which means that Israel's going to do better and better, right? But it's over. But I'm saying they cut this war, and like for the culture war. Russell doesn't realize it's over, and I think he's very freaked out about the bad ratings he's got. Right? I think he's very freaked out. I don't know if when someone's freaked out, they can go two ways. They can double, triple, quadruple down, or they can course correct. I don't know which way it's going to go. We're going to find out. Yeah, listen, it was lovely seeing Bonnie Langford. I'm looking forward to seeing again. You know, all that was true. I'll go into the reasons why these giggle didn't really move me in any way, shape, or form. Mr. Jekyll and hi today, Mr. Jekyll. Like, blimey, well, it's 7 o'clock. Oh, I thought I was doing good by starting the chat. No, sorry, the hairless primate is how you doing? X-Men 577 is how you doing? X-Men 577. A list of feasts. That's exactly what it was, Darren. Oh yeah. So tonight. So my wife went out yesterday with my daughter. They went to this place called Crave, which has all like this kosher version of non-kosher stuff. So they got me a burger, which is in a donut, right? Because it's Passover. It's Hanukkah, right? And they packed it all separately. So I got the donut separately. I got the stuff that goes on the donut. I got the patty, and it's got like fake cheese on it and fake bacon, right? So I'm gonna melt that. I'm gonna cook that in the air fryer for like 2 minutes. Put that into the bun. I got the lettuce and stuff. Boom! I am sorted. I'm having that for dinner tonight. I'm very excited. Right, I am very excited. It doesn't take much to excite me, let me tell you. So that's what I'm having tonight. But yeah, the curry last night, awesome. Drugs are bad, mate. Okay. Obviously, there was such a serious case of the woke mind virus, and he's willing to sacrifice Doctor Who. Well, is he? He was until he found out he actually was. Right? He was like, wait, what? I've noticed a definite mood change from Russell T Davies, like a definite mood change. Right? He is not as confident as he once was. Right? I mean the appeal to watch Giggle Live, which didn't do well, and I'm not sure these ratings are correct, but I'm hearing that Wild Blue Yonder consolidated is 6.9, which is terrible, which is a real drop off from on catch up. There's two there's the overnights, and then there's catch up, right? And the catch up was kind of the overnight was what 508, and the consolidated was 733. So they got a good just over 2.1 million, something like that, on catch up. But now, that number's dropped, and at the same time, the number of people who watched it live has dropped. Right, that's a really bad indication. Right, so I think that's what's worrying Russell. Right. Well, Paul 2018, Paul says, thank you for joining us. Remember when one of the most controversial things about Doctor Who was Colin Baker's coat? The good old times, yes. Juicy is not just gay. He's fabulously gay. He's super gay, Colin. He's yes. And I don't think he can not be gay. It's like me not being Jewish. How am I going to do it? Right? I just exude Jewiness. Right? I just do. What's that discharge on the floor? That's just Jewiness, baby. I suspect he and Rusty Diva are actually harming gay acceptance in some places. I'm sure they are. Right? I'm sure it's we're going to look at the trailer, right? We'll look at the trailer and the clip, right? And to me, it looks good, right? I mean, like, how do I feel about a gay doctor, right? Honestly, if it's not overtly gay, like the whole bioregeneration is a bollocks idea, right? It is a bollocks. Here, let me finish the chat first. I don't want to get into it before I get to the chat. Bobby D75 is here. Bobby D75. Sadago 24 is here. Didn't mind Yasmin until that horrid ending in Star Beast. What do you think? See, I'm much more sensitive to Yasmin, because I just feel it's so evil, right? I just feel the whole idea, and not that Yasmin is an evil person. I have no idea, but I think it's narcissism to an evil degree, right? And it's encouraging of narcissism, right? And this is good for anyone. I don't think anywhere is going to lead to happy life, right? I think it's a kink. I don't think it's an identity, right? I think it's a kink. And I think making your identity is part of the kink, right? It's being seen as that thing. It's like, oh yeah, right? That's what it is. I think it's a kink. And I think making an identity is part of the kink. So I don't know how you're going to get around that, right? The first expression were awful, total crap. I wouldn't say Wobbly On was total crap. It was the bottle episode with a ton of money spent on it. However, the gig was very good, but too short. That's basically the issue, right? That's basically the issue. But it's more than that. It was too short. Ray Williams says, when you grow up with Terror of the Order and Pyramid Mars, Cape Valentine, and then these cool specials, they're like, yeah. They're so lightweight. They are so lightweight compared to like good Doctor Who, right? They really are. I was listening to Chimes at Midnight going, man, this is good Doctor Who, right? And it's so different, right? It's so different. Yeah, why do you need to know Doctor's sexuality? Well, I'm hopefully it's going to be blank. Yeah, if it's blank, I can project my own as well as you make explicit. You exclude everyone and not of that attraction. I agree with you. So again, we're going to say, are they going to cross the line? They did before. They're going to keep doing it. It was hit and miss from his commentary. It sounds like half of it ended up on the cutting room floor. Did anybody know the Doctor, Nobles, and Mel were in Paris? No, I didn't know that. I guess they didn't film much there, right? Fine. I got to get moving in the chat. And Matthew J is here. Doing Matthew J. Thank you for joining. Fly Highlanders here. How you doing? Alonzi Rabbi says Fly Highland. Do you see Chris? Yeah, we're going to look at that. Woo! That is Delta was awful. So it really was. Come on. I mean, listen. Silver Nemesis is shit. It's better than Doubting the fucking Bannon, man. Oh, fuck off. Right? Oh. Check my friend. Bad Wolf will be dragged down when the Disney Titanic finally sinks. That's coming. That is coming. It's not good news, right? For them, anyway. The death of Disney it will be the best thing for the world, right? Oh, it's so good. Yes, the drawing line between Doctor Who and cosplay woke Doctor Who because they're two different things. That's essentially the point. And you know, that line gave you the ability to do that in story. So I'm like, fine, right? And you can explain why it's cosplay woke Doctor Who. Oh, because the time makers, toy makers, tearing it apart, right? A giant letdown, says Peter Rich. You absolutely. That's what this is. Right, so and that's why I don't think people are being fair with it, right? Being fair with the shooting stuff because everyone is so fucking burnt. Right, fuck off, leave me alone. But again, like, don't let that make divisions in fandom, right? Let people fucking like it, you know. That's my Cannibals already destroyed. There, said Peter. That's exactly right. Cronos God One's here doing Cronos God One. Dickney Strawbridge is here. Jonathan Cox is here doing Jonathan Cox. Travelers RTD is loosening Cannon's turn. The premise of the show is nonsense, and the universe is creaking with doctors now. Well, yeah, that's what we said. Well, the only problem is it might not be regeneration might not be such a big deal anymore. Really, no, you need a hard reset right now on Doctor Who. Right, and maybe next group of people in will do it. Right, Ian is in. Rebecca said rubbish. It wasn't rubbish. Look, I'll talk about what I thought. I think would have made it better in a minute, right? Regal says hi. How you doing? Yeah, Doctor is rubbish. Now it's not gonna get. It's not gonna get better. I think it will. I know. Look, listen. The stuff I've seen with Shooty all looks quite good. I think that's just where I am with it, right? It might be shit. It all looks quite good, right? The trailer looks quite good. The Goblin song looks quite good, right? That's fine with me. I'll go into my critique of why again the giggle didn't work for me, and frankly the whole anniversary was a huge letdown, right? It was a huge letdown for all of us, right? I agree with you. Russell being a naughty knife of the German leader of the bunker. Yes, he has been a little bit. Mark the Vicar is here. Mark the Vicar, thank you for joining us. Woodhouse 122 is here. Woodhouse 122. Definitely getting a unit spin-off next year. Plus a war between Series 25 in Series 25. Okay. Fine. The General Grievous is here doing General Grievous. Atom Warlock is here doing Atom Warlock. I remember that split regeneration because it's fandom is split. Well, it's not regeneration. It's a bifurcation of the timelines, which is much weirder, right? My mind goes immediately bisexual too, right? That's the first thing. Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly where my goes to. Was that the intention? I don't know. Of course they're going to cross the line. They don't think the line should even exist. You're probably right, Colin Archer. Okay, I'm just saying. It's a mistake to write off the episode 5. Give me a minute, in, okay? It was what was I gonna say? I can't remember now. I totally lost that train of thought. Yeah, no, it's a mistake to completely write off the episode, and like we're used to tribal fighting, right? And this isn't that. That's the fascinating thing, right? This is divided fandom within the fandoms, right? It's like, but if you go to both sides of what's it called again? If you go to both sides of the aisle, right? You find both sides of fandom divided, right? Yeah, that's essentially what's going on. Which for me is, I think it's good news, right? Because I think this is normal, and we forgot what normal is, right? Hang on one second. Yeah, I'm just looking for your twit to send you a link. There you go. Doink. Okay, 1 second. So with that in mind, I'm bringing somebody on who absolutely loved the episode, right? I hope it's not going to be uncomfortable, because I'm going to start by talking about why I absolutely hated the episode. No, I hate the episode. Why I feel it was a failure. For me, it was a total failure, right? But you are an opinion. Because of you, I really worked hard on Wild Blue Yonder, going into it with an open mind. I nearly just got hit straight in the face with the doofus eyes in here. But I did, because your opinion, sir, is one I do respect. Why do I expect it so much? Well, obviously it is a royal opinion, right? Royal opinion. So one can only look up to it. Is, of course, my minority is Birmingham's King of the Geeks, Dan Hadley. How you doing, sir?
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm warming up nicely at long last. Completely. Can I say bollocks? How long have you been on? Yeah, I can get away with bollocks after 55 minutes. Hello, Rabbi. How are you?
Okay. 5 minutes ago, I was talking about the first time I dropped acid.
How did that work out for you, pal?
Wasn't a great time. Second time was awesome. Anyway, I have another guest to bring on, but wait. But before I just want to tell you why I want to explain to the audience. I want to explain to you why it's so painful that this was nearly world-shakingly good, right? It so nearly was. I really love Neil Patrick Harris. Oh, yes. I think every moment he was on the screen, it just lit up. It was. I love the dance number with the unit. It gets all of that. Is the bonkers Doctor Who villains that you can only get in Doctor Who. It's better than Q, right? I love that, right? The drawbacks are, though, is, well, firstly, everything bring on has been fitting. I'm like, what? Stop. Like I have zero tolerance, like zero tolerance now. Let's stop, right? But like the Toymaker wasn't built up as as great a threat as it could have been. I got three points there. Toymaker wasn't because there wasn't just not enough time, right? And maybe if you spread them over the 3 specials, maybe if you just made this into a 90-minute, it had to be minimally 90 minutes. I would like to see this longer, right? But really build up his character, and it was too slight, right? It was too throwaway, which is a problem for me, right? And I found that true of all of the specials. But all of them are living with in the shadow of the Star Beast, which was nuclear woke, right? And I think that just lit everything else up. So that's problem number 1, right? Problem number 2, I don't have a problem with the idea conceptually of the bi-generation. It doesn't seem any weirder than the Watcher. The effects of it, though, are very, very strange. If what Russell Davis is saying is canon and is represented on screen, which I believe it's going to be. Right? It was a timeline bifurcating, right, and becoming doubling somehow. Right, David Tennant's going to live and grow old with Donna Noble and eventually regenerate, assuming into shooting Gatwa. He could regenerate into another 30 people before he gets to shooting Gatwa. I don't know. Like, but that's the but anyway, it just really didn't really work. And the whole idea behind it was, Rusty Davis was saying, well, when we do multi-Doctor stories, there's always old Doctors. I always want to do one with the next Doctor, right? And so this was the way of doing that. And it just failed, right? What I really would have done was, imagine this was 2 hours long, right? Or 2-3 episodes. And you start off with shockingly with shooting Gatwa as the Doctor, right? And you're with him as the Doctor for a long time, and you go through his journey of how he ends up on the other side of that bifurcation of time, that bi-generation. At that point, you got something much more interesting, and you're much more bought in, and then you can have the two Doctors together, and you have both stories going in.
That's what Stephen Moffat would have done.
Right. Yeah. So that was the second issue with it, right? I had with it was. And the third issue was I've already said this to you. There wasn't enough links to the past. So I suggested during the ball game, which was just dumb as hell. I hated the ball game, but the ball game at the end where they're throwing the ball, if somehow they're warping in between incarnations of the Doctor with each throw, like it's saying, boom, it's Tom Baker, and he throws it, and you get away by not showing all the Doctors. Right, you just go 4 or 5 of them, right, and that way you don't get to see Jodie, right, and it's fine, right. But then you can get like a quick Matt Smith and a quick really, and it'll be like, I feel like I've got a anniversary now. So like for all these reasons, that's what would have made it mega. What we got, I felt, was tired and underwhelming with brilliance in it. So there you go.
Well, I'm not sure what you want. I mean, the fact is that, and you and I, we spoke earlier about this. You left me a couple of voicemails about some of this stuff. So I have heard, in full disclosure, I've heard some of that before, everybody. But the thing is, I agree with 99.999% of everything you've just said.
But you love it.
But I still loved it. And two things can be true at the same time.
Exactly.
All of those things that you've just said, the majority of it, I am completely in step with. But at 6:30 on Saturday, the 9th of December, for an hour, I had a bloody good time in front of the TV.
See,
I can't pretend. I'm not going to pretend that didn't happen. That I didn't have a bloody great big smile on my face. That I wasn't hanging on pretty much every plot development.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I loved it.
Great. Honestly, yeah. So anyway,
I agree with you. But I still loved it.
So you loved it. You loved it. That's it. There's nothing else to say at that
point. I'm not going to, again, a self-reflection, something that I have to do, or I've had to do in various jobs of work in the past. It's something that we have to do. Self-reflection is really, really important on these things, and accept how you feel in any given moment. Work out why I felt the way that I felt. And yeah, I had a really, really good time. And for all the things that I'm certain, and I haven't actually been back and rewatched The Giggle or any of the other specials yet. I planned on doing so, but I've been so busy this last 2 or 3 weeks that I just haven't had time to. And when I go back and watch them again, I may feel differently. I may
it's certainly things that the second time round.
Things that I liked. I may dislike some things that I liked. And I may actually like some things I disliked originally, or some things that I was really sensitized on the first watch. Now, when I watch it a second time, they may largely pass me by. They may not trigger me in any way, because that's the nature of when you rewatch something, and something like Doctor Who, which we all get invested in so heavily. It means so much to us.
And that, I mean, I think that's why people are so passionate. Speaking of so passionate, so there's the other side of the coin. Now, I would say, yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm open-minded, seeing what's coming next. I've worked out in my head canon. I'm gonna put out a short story on Christmas Eve that will basically sorts everything out, right? That makes everything fit together.
I had some headcanon, Rabbi, before Saturday, and because I'm not a great one for trying to, when I watch a whodunit, I don't sit there and try and work out who the guilty parties. I'm quite happy to be pulled along with the story that Christie's telling or whoever's telling it. I'm quite passive with whodunits because I think that in many cases, when you look at the mechanics of the story, we're all part of the artistry of writing something like that is leading us where they want us to go, and I'm quite happy to submit to the writer. But when it comes to TV and fantasy TV, sometimes I do anticipate where I think it could go next. And I'd convinced myself that the way that Russell was going to retcon the retcon and get the series back on track was to have the Doctor be revealed as one of the Toymakers race, that they were from the same place, and it was going to go down that road. And I actually imagined, I didn't quite get it right. I suspected that something would happen with the Tennant incarnation as well, some sort of split off, because if you remember in the original Toymaker story, the Toymaker really wants the Doctor to remain with him in his realm and play games with him throughout eternity. So I thought that perhaps part of the Doctor, kind of like the Watcher, would remain, would consign themselves to eternity, playing out that game with the Toymaker locked away in that realm, and what was left of the Doctor would carry on, which was, I suppose, so you could say that I didn't see it as a bi-regeneration. I thought it'd be like some sort of a very sort of Phantom-esque kind of thing.
No. It was No. By the way,
I was completely wrong. I was completely utterly wrong, but that was where my head was at.
Colin Archer's quite right. The positive like a reason last night, even though you see it's false. Absolutely correct. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.